I'm going to give a quick review of paragraph 14B. The first thing I want to do is show you what very little changed, as I mentioned in a previous video, what very little changed in this revision of paragraph 14B. And the only change to paragraph 14B was the striking of this language right here, which never really made a lot of sense. Remember that the purchaser must provide the seller a copy of each inspection report when they submit their repair request. And if you'd had a septic inspection, well, that would have been a copy of an inspection report. So it never really made a lot of sense to have that language in 14B, especially after we got rid of all this septic language and choices and all the changes that we made to septic. So with that, I'm going to switch over here to a clean version of the purchase agreement. And this version will be the one that will ultimately be uploaded both into zip form and SkySlope. So just as a refresher of paragraph 14B, which is entitled Resolution of Inspection Issues, essentially it's the paragraph that provides for the purchaser to submit to the seller the list of repairs as a result of the home inspection that they'd like to have the seller correct. And unlike previous versions, the version previous to the July revision, where it compelled the purchaser to provide a copy of each inspection report within 3 business days, we should refrain from sending inspection reports until you submit a complete copy of the requested repair list. A copy of each inspection report that pertains to a repair request must be submitted along with the repair request. And remember, the repair request is very specific. We call it, for example, the repair addendum, and there's a document with that title in the online forms, both in zip form and SkySlope. But like before, the repair addendum shall not include these items right here. Matters of preference, grandfathered features or systems properly functioning that wouldn't comply with current building codes, systems that are properly functioning but near, at, or beyond their useful life. So that is when the purchaser signed this purchase agreement, they agreed that the repair addendum would not include those items. And in fact, the repair addendum itself repeats this language to make sure that the purchaser understands what their obligations and their rights are under this repair request. So once the repair request is submitted, this field right here kicks in. It's the negotiation period. And the field defaults to 3 business days if it's left blank. What I see most frequently in here, at least in our company, is 5 business days. It gives the parties a little bit more time to get prices or to go back and forth and negotiate the repair request. I've seen 7, I've seen 10. 5 is probably one of the most prevalent fields of inputs that I see for that field. But during that negotiation period, the parties can make, alter, or extend or withdraw offers and counter offers. But remember, if an offer is rejected, it does not mean that the negotiation period is over with. They've got to duke it out for the entirety of this number of business days here, unless, of course, they just kind of throw their hands up, and they can always amend that if they so chose. But the hope is that the purchaser submits a list of items that they want repaired, and the seller says, I'm not fixing all of those, and then what will you fix? And I'll fix these items. Well, okay, that's great. And but if they come to a meeting of the minds, is where I'm going with all this, within this negotiation period, then they sign off on it and they move on to closing, hopefully get loan approved and all that kind of stuff. But as far as the inspection process, it's over with. If they cannot arrive at a meeting of the minds, then the purchaser will have 2 business days after the negotiation period to terminate the contract. If in fact the purchaser fails to terminate within this time period, then the purchaser will be deemed to have accepted the property, and the contingencies related to inspections will have been satisfied, waived, and removed. So that's a very important reminder that if they can't come to a meeting of the minds, and the purchaser will have those days, 2 business days, to terminate unilaterally, and if not, then they are going to be accepting of it. So that's the sort of refresher for paragraph 14B, and I appreciate you.